Hi, I'm Anika, and this is episode 35 of Rewrite Your Story. In episode 34, we talked about the mystery behind finding purpose. Purpose, the secret to designing your ideal life. We talked about purpose being this imperative entry or list item that should be on your bucket list in life, because it provides direction to draw out your ideal vision, a vision that is built from the choices that you make today and for the years to come. These are choices around your career, your finances, your relationships, your desired quality of life. Everything that, when woven together, creates that blueprint, creates that fabric of your life on your terms, the one that you can live and love the way that you want to. We also mentioned that many of us struggle with finding purpose because our true calling gets layered by multiple identities that we have adopted in the roles that we have played in our life so far. The roles that we've played from being a student to a professional, the evolution of who we are today from who we were in our childhood. In order to discover that true calling that is buried under all of these layers, we need to do some research within so that we can gain a deeper insight into that sweet spot of what we really want or who we want to be and what are we really good at, so that we can achieve our financial goals and design that dream life with being and doing what comes naturally to us, living our purpose. So in this episode, I will be sharing strategies that can help you gain clarity for yourself. And if you are in search mode to find your purpose, these strategies should help you expedite your search. So to search for something new, we need to feel comfortable with exploring the unknown. Trying something for the first time always poses a negative and positive split of emotions that run through us. The less familiar we are with the experience or the challenge that we are putting ourselves through, the more negative emotions we may feel. These may be emotions of anxiety, emotions of doubt, that fear of the unknown. So the negative side of this balance of emotions may be heavier. Yeah. The more unfamiliarity we have, the heavier that fear is going to feel. This fear creates resistance in our minds. The resistance to explore, to move forward. Why? Because the mind loves the familiar. The job of the mind is to keep us in safe mode. And it does this by setting auto defaults or autopilots in our memory on how to execute tasks that we set for ourselves. It also puts us in an autopilot in the way that we feel and thereby think, respond, and react to situations and events of the same kind or similar nature. So let's take an example. Something that you might do daily on a routine basis, like driving on the same route to get to work or to drop off your kids to school or to get to a particular destination that is part of your daily routine. Maybe it's a gym, maybe it's a cafe, or maybe it's a visit to your grocery store. Now, because you take the exact same path on a daily or a regular basis, perhaps around the same time of the day. So you're aware of what is the flow of traffic. You are aware of where you need to make your turns. You are aware of how many minutes or how long is it going to take you from point A to point B. Now, this has happened because you've been doing this routinely. So it's like a map in your mind. You probably could even do it being distracted. So we often find ourselves checking our phone, sending a message, taking a call, or you shouldn't be doing any of those things when you're driving, or just being distracted in our mind. Have you noticed? Have you ever been in a situation where you got from point A to point B as you drove your car yourself, but you were so deep in thought, thinking about something that you did not make any observations while you were on that path that you drove? Yeah. Maybe there was a double-decker bus that passed you, something rare in a city that you live, but you did not notice it because your mind was distracted with the thoughts that were playing in. And even though your eyes were focused on the path that you were driving, the mind was on auto default, so your vision was even not at its full optimum level. All right. This happens because our mind puts us into an autopilot for tasks that are familiar, and we get programmed on doing it, literally like a robot. So, how do you face a scene if one of these days that you are taking this road from point A to point B, the road gets closed and you cannot take it? It's down for repairs. You weren't informed in advance. Now you haven't had the time to plan another route, and you are faced with this unexpected event of a road closure and you need to find a different route. What kind of emotions would run through you? Maybe you feel some anxiety. You don't want to spend this time seeking a different route. What if the alternate route puts you into further obstacles? Maybe it has multiple potholes. Maybe it goes through a neighborhood that you want to avoid. Maybe it's going to take you longer. All sorts of concerns and questions come up for us when we would find ourselves unplanned, uninformed, unexpected in a situation of this nature, because we are no longer on autopilot. Our autopilot has been challenged. We are not used to being in unfamiliar spaces. We operate best when we are in a familiar space. So if you want to explore a new space within you, hidden under the layers of the borrowed identities, you have to train yourself to get familiar with the unfamiliar. You have to put yourself intentionally through new situations, unfamiliar situations, so that you can train yourself to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Let's see how we can do this. So, first, we want to challenge our body and our mind intentionally. Now, if you're not used to doing things that are different, if you're a person of habits, if you're a person of regular routines, self-discipline is good. However, you also want to now train yourself with small tasks, challenging yourself with dealing with unfamiliar situations so that you can learn how to manage the emotional swings that you may go through when finding yourself in an unfamiliar situation. You want to keep challenging yourself to the point where you're able to manage that fear or that anxiety or that panic that comes along when something unexpected or unfamiliar happens, along with finding excitement and joy in facing and overcoming that challenge. We get so focused on getting out of a challenge or an uncomfortable situation that we completely lose sight of the kind of elation that we can feel when we actually get past it. We get so wrapped up in that fear, we're not able to see beyond the limitations. We want to train our mind to think beyond the fear so that we can open it up to more opportunities and de-anchor any of those limitations that are holding us back. So here are some examples, and you can start with something as simple or as small and slowly raise that bar to challenging yourself a little bit higher. All right. So some examples would be take a different route to work or picking up your kids, something that you do regularly on a routine basis. Try a different route once in a while. See how you feel about it. It might also save you on those days when you're hit with your road being closed, uninformed, or unexpected. Take a 30-second cold shower. Talk to people who are unfamiliar to you. Many of us struggle with just striking up a conversation with a stranger. Try doing it. If you're one of those people who's not used to, who doesn't find comfort, or who feels uncomfortable in opening up a conversation with a stranger, try this. Either when you are on a walk in your neighborhood, or maybe you go to the gym, or there's a cafe or a restaurant or a grocery store that you visit often. There are probably faces there that you may see again and again. So your familiarity only goes as far as you've seen this face before, but you have no idea who they are. Say hello next time. Just give them a smile. You'll be surprised. A smile, a nod, a hello opens up doors for some of the most meaningful, beautiful, and unexpected conversations that I've had with this particular strategy. Have a difficult conversation with someone that you've been putting off for a while. So you'll see some of these strategies are like really simple, like take a 30-second cold shower. Why take a 30-second cold shower? Well, it's uncomfortable. Take a different route to work. Why? If you're a person of habits, if you like things always the same way, this is going to feel very uncomfortable. Talk to people who are unfamiliar to you. If you're not comfortable with talking to people that you don't have a relationship with, this will feel a little bit challenging. But when you're able to do it the first time, it will get easier the next time. The more you practice this, the less uncomfortable it will feel. You want to intentionally put your body and your mind through unfamiliar situations to practice facing them with ease and less discomfort. So take a look within. Identify those things that make you uncomfortable and see what's the smallest step that you can take to challenge yourself to face it, and then raise the bar higher gradually. Another strategy to help you dig deep within and find that true identity, which is where your purpose lies, is to work on increasing your emotional capacity. So again, the mind reacts or responds mostly in auto default program mode. Our actions get triggered by our thoughts and the emotions that are associated with the situation or the event. Cloudy days and rains bring joy to some people, while some associate them with gloomy, unproductive, and sad days. We all react differently to a situation because of the story that we've got playing in our mind that's a symbol of that particular scene or event. Doesn't make either of them right or wrong. It's just the way that we see it. We don't like being in situations that make us anxious or fearful. So what do? We usually avoid them. We sleep over them, thinking they're going to go away the next day, which they don't really do. Our mind does not have any emotion. An event, a situation, has no emotion. How we see them and associate them with the memory that is linked to it in our memory banks creates that emotion. Some of these emotions help us move forward, but then there are others which are linked to fears, and so they limit us. I'd invite you to check out episodes 30 to 33 if you haven't checked them out already, where we talk about the top 3 challenges that are faced by anybody that sets on a path of change for themselves. Could be a path of entrepreneurship, could be a path of a better job or a promotion at your current organization, or it could be just about being a change maker in your organization. Challenge number 1, the most common one, is the fear of getting started, because all sorts of self-doubt happens. We go through this emotional roller coaster because of the stresses of doing something new. Doing something new is an unfamiliar space. It clouds our thinking. All that fear creates noise and clutter. This noise is like a dust storm. And in that dust storm hides our purpose. So you want to quieten this noise. You want to let the dust settle from the storm. You want to declutter your mind from the unnecessary thoughts that are blocking you from looking deep within. You have to fight the resistance that this noise is creating in your mind. So allow yourself to feel the emotions that run through you when you challenge yourself to be in an unfamiliar situation. Acknowledge it. Embrace it. Identify it. And then question it. Where is it coming from? This is where your introspection journey will begin. And that takes me to the third strategy, which will help you with this journey of introspection within. To clear that noise, to declutter your mind and find clarity. To lift off those fears and the limiting beliefs that are holding you back, so that you can identify those tools in your toolkit for life that need that change or that upgrade. So, strategy number 3, charge your self-awareness. Once we've identified the negative emotions or the fears in us, after challenging our mind and body, after increasing our emotional capacity by acknowledging it, feeling it, we'll be able to identify those beliefs that come from our borrowed identities. And that's when the work will begin. Now, these tools will become clear to us, these tools that need an upgrade. Here you want to charge your self-awareness and create more presence of mind for yourself. Daily meditating and journaling are great habits to form and adopt to charge your self-awareness. Meditation helps us tap into our subconscious, the space which is hidden under all of this, some real and some not so real parts of us. Journaling helps us release the chaos, the turmoil that is going through our minds in our emotions. These tools help with the work that you want to do by digging in and pulling out. So meditation helps you dig in, and journaling helps you pull out. Now, if you're not a pen and paper kind of person, go ahead and make a digital diary. If writing is not your thing, and if it's just about speaking your thoughts, go ahead and do some voice notes. Either way, translate what is happening inside and let it just flow out of you in your language, in however format that you feel comfortable with, but pull it out. And it's yours. There's no right or wrong answer to any of it. You want to connect with yourself deeply so that you can heal and repair the negativity that has been identified from strategy 2 and from strategy 1. You want to redefine your goals and aspirations and integrate action steps to upgrade the tools that have been identified now. Here you will get indicators through your journey of introspection of where the change is desired in your life. You'll get more clarity over what is it that needs an upgrade, a shift, or maybe a change. Is it something related to your career, the career choice, the role that you are fulfilling in your career path right now, or perhaps the company that you're working for? How about your home? There might be changes that you want to make in your home, in the physical space of it, or perhaps the relationships that it nurtures. It could perhaps even be about your overall physical and emotional health. Whatever those indicators are, you will only be able to heal, repair, and fix when we know what and where the problem is. So, to recap, you want to challenge your body and mind by putting yourself in unfamiliar situations with the intention to practice getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. You want to increase your emotional capacity by allowing yourself to sit with the emotions that run through you when you put yourself in unfamiliar states. You want to acknowledge it, question it. And lastly, you want to charge your self-awareness to connect with yourself deeply so that you can heal and realign yourself with integrating action steps on what and how much upgrade you want to do to the tools in your toolkit of life. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope these insights help you move forward and expedite your progress on your search of finding your purpose. I'll see you in the next episode on Rewrite Your Story. Until then, take care and stay awesome.